Hello everyone. Once again today class 10 economics. Today I am going to revise chapter 3 money and credit. Already in my Zoom meeting also I have discussed with you the role of RBI because we have seen that in two forms we can use the money. One is the currency that we are using, paper notes and coins, and then the deposits that we keep in banks. How these banks operates, what is the role of RBI when it is formed. So RBI is called the bankers bank or government's bank, and it was established in 1935 and started working from 1937, and it is permanently situated since 1937. It is permanently the head office of RBI is situated in Mumbai. RBI controls monetary and other banking policies of the Indian government, and it regulates the monetary activities of the commercial or public sector banks also, and gives guidelines to private sector banks and cooperatives also. It is also known as India's central bank and bankers bank. What are the main functions of RBI? It is the monetary authority, means it has the sole right to issue currency notes except 1 rupee note, which is issued by the finance ministry. Then number 2 is the regulatory and supervisory. Supervisory means it supervises and regulate the monetary functions or monetary decisions taken by the government in the country. Foreign exchange management is also done by RBI. Then currency issue is done by RBI, and developmental role is also played by RBI. So RBI plays very important role in the development of the country. And now let us discuss what are the main functions that can be seen or that we know. So the main functions of RBI can be seen under given points. That is, it supervises the functioning of all formal sources, and it supervises the functioning of all formal sources of the government, and monitors the public sector banks in maintaining cash balance, whether they are maintaining the minimum cash balance to meet the depositors' demand or not. So it monitors them, keeps an eye on the functioning of all the public sector or commercial banks. It sees that banks are giving loan only to big business houses or rich borrowers, or to small houses or to small businessmen, small cultivators, small scale industries also. So it is very important for the RBI to supervise and monitor the activities of these public sector banks and commercial banks especially. And periodically these commercial banks or public sector banks have to submit report to the RBI about their activities, about their lending activities, about their deposits, how many deposits, and who is depositing, what interest rate they are offering, or what interest they are charging from the borrower, etc. So periodically all banks have to submit their information to the RBI, and it is called the controller of credit. That is why I have written here on the paper functions of RBI for you, not in detail, but these functions will help you to know the role of RBI. So it is known as the controller of credit. Yes, it controls credit. Credit, what is credit? That I have already explained. It is an agreement between the borrower and the lender. What the lender will supply to the borrower, kinds and or in cash. But for that, the borrower has to fulfill the terms of credit. And terms of credit include the amount of loan that the borrower asks from the lender. Number 2, the rate of interest on which the loan is given. And already I have discussed with you that there are two sources of credit. One is called formal sources and other one is called informal sources. Formal sources of credit include all the commercial banks and cooperatives, and informal sources include friends, relatives, employer, money lender, etc. So, formal sources are controlled and supervised or monitored by RBI, and they follow the rules and guidelines given by the RBI. But there is no body, no organization, no individual to control the functioning or the activities of informal sources, whom they are giving loan, whether they are keeping the maintaining the record or not, or what interest rate they are charging or offering. So that is why we need to expand more formal sources so that the development of the country or the equality may be able to maintain or to bring in the society. So we are discussing here role of RBI. So it is also called the lender of the last resort. Why RBI is called lender of the last resort? Because as a banker to bank, because it is the banker to bank, it means that in their any financial or adverse situation, RBI helps them or saves them from any type of situation in which they are unable to cope or save themselves. So it is a banker to bank, and RBI can come to the rescue of a bank that is solvent. Solvent means what? Solvent means whatever asset they have, whether they are able to fulfill their liability also. So as that is solvent that faces temporarily liquidity problem. If they have cash crunch or they have no money to fulfill the needs of the depositor, in that situation RBI helps them, rescue them by supplying them with needed liquidity, by supplying them with needed money, cash, etc., when no one else is willing to extend credit to the bank, when no one else or no other organization, no other department is coming forward to help them in this adverse situation or to provide them the necessary money or the liquid means cash that they need to fulfill the demands of the people or the depositors, so that their belief, their faith still exists or remain existed with the banks. So in this way, what we have seen that RBI plays a very important role in regulating the monetary policies of the government and supervising and implementing it in the country for the welfare of the society. In my next class also, one more term will be taken and it will be discussed or explained with you. Thank you everyone. And once more, you must go through what is the role of RBI when it was established. Again, RBI was established in 1935, and since 1937 it is operating. Its head office is in Mumbai, and it controls and supervises all the commercial or public sector banks.